Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Caleb Likes Books. Today I have a book haul video for you for the month of August of 2024. During August, I got my hands on 5 books, although one of them is a collection of 3 novels, so technically 7 books, which is really cool. And all of these, or all but one of these actually, were books that I picked up from the grocery store that I work at, where they have like a book donation bin where people can just drop books off and then you can grab them, and things like that. One of which I already had on my to-get list, and one that I was quite surprised to see there, but it was really fun to see it there. And then the rest of them were just kind of random, like they looked interesting, so I picked them up. And then one of them was a book that was sent to me by an author, which is the first one that I'll talk about. So first I got Falling into Oblivion by Aaron Payne. This is actually on my September TBR. I'm going to be reading this book because it comes out in early October, I believe, or sometime in October anyway. Aaron runs a booktube channel called Bibliotheory, which is where I first kind of found out about him and saw that he was releasing a book, and there were ARC requests available, so I submitted a request and I got an ARC for this book, which is very exciting, so you can look forward to my review of this book sometime very soon. It's not often that I read a book this soon after getting it, but because it's an advanced copy and it's coming out soon, I wanted to get to it pretty quick. So looking forward to reading this one. It's like a cyberpunk type thing, which I haven't really read before, so it should be fun. Next one I have is a trilogy of books that I got. This is the bind-up of 3 books that I got, which is the Vows and Honor trilogy by Mercedes Lackey, which includes the books Oathbound, Oath, Blood, and I can't remember the name of the other book, but 3 different books, which are part of the larger Valdemar series, I believe, or something like that. This is one that I don't really know anything about. This is just something that I randomly picked up. From what I'm seeing from like reviews and things like that, it seems to be kind of sword and sorcery-ish. It seems like one of the books even is mostly like a collection of short stories, things like that. So again, something a little different. I haven't read a lot of sword and sorcery-esque books before, so it should be fun, hopefully. And I couldn't pass it up because it was 3 books in one, so I was like, hey, I get a 3-for-1 deal in this one, so I thought that would be cool. I don't really have any other bind-ups that aren't just short story collections, so it's definitely a good deal when you can get them. The next one that I got is actually the book that I got that I was already on my books that I wanted to buy, because I got a book by this author previously, and I was looking through some of his books and I thought that this one looked really cool. So I got The Blood Gospel by James Rowlands, and also co-written with Rebecca Cantwell, I think. I might be getting the name wrong, I can't remember. This is the first book in the Order of the Sanguines series, which is like a vampire book, which is really cool. I want to read more of those. After having read Salem's Lot last October, I've become a little bit more interested in not only horror, but also vampires in general, and this seems to be a vampire book. And just based on the title, I think it's a cool title, so I think I will probably enjoy this one. I previously got the first book in James Rowlands' recent fantasy series that he started. I believe the name of that was The Starless Crown. I got the first book in that earlier this year, and so I haven't read that one yet, but I looked through James Rowlands' books, and this one stood out to me as looking particularly interesting, and thankfully I managed to track it down this month, and it just kind of appeared, and I was like, I'll pick that up. So very excited to check this one out as well. And then to end off my book haul here, I have 2 books by the same author, which I didn't even realize they were both by the same author until I was adding them onto my TBR on Goodreads. And I was looking at the list and I was like, oh, these are both the same person. I didn't even realize it when I had the 2 books right next to each other. So that was kind of cool. These are both by Charles DeLint, who I hadn't heard of prior to picking these books up, but now that I've got 2 of his books, maybe I'll enjoy them and maybe it'll be a new author for me to check out. So the first one that I got is called Moonheart. which seems to be like very fantasy. I don't know much about this one either. I didn't look up a huge amount of info about all these books. These were mostly just ones that I picked up, but I did do like some very brief basic research on them. Seems very like magical fantasy. It's like, I think it came out in the mid 80s, so it's a bit older. Something a little different because I don't read a whole lot of fantasy really from before the 2000s, which I need to change. But seems like it could be cool. I thought, I mainly picked this one up because at the grocery store I work at where I got these books, they don't typically have very much fantasy there. They will occasionally have fantasy or something fantasy adjacent or things like that, but it's very rare. So I saw this and I was like, oh, it's a fantasy book, so I just kind of bought it. So hopefully I enjoy this one. Don't really know what to expect from it, but yeah. The other book of his that I got is called Mullingrow or something like that, with the subtitle A Romany Tale. Don't know if I'm saying any of those words correctly, but this one actually looks really cool to me. Not only by the cover, like when I saw it, I thought it looked really interesting, but it's like an urban fantasy horror, which is really cool. It's like a murder mystery with like urban fantasy elements, some horror elements. It sounds really cool, sounds really interesting, sounds very much like something that very well could be up my alley. That's pretty much all for the book haul today. 7 books technically that I got. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these before. I probably won't be doing a ton more research into any of these because I kind of enjoy going into some different books, not knowing quite what to expect. Unless it's something that I'm really excited for, then I typically don't do a whole lot of research into books. So if you happen to have read them before, let me know what you thought of them and things like that, because I don't really know what to expect from any of these. And also, if you happen to get any cool books in August, let me know that as well. Curious to hear if you all got anything exciting. So that's pretty much it for this video, so thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.